So it may have been a break for you guys, but it was pretty much a 1-minute break for me. We're back on this part 3 of this video, and hopefully you came back to see what decision I was going to make on this paper trade that we're in. So let me go ahead and share my screen of where we were at. And I paused it on the Thinkorswim on demand. So we're at a pivotal point. I'm not going to repeat everything I said in the last video, in the last few minutes of it. But the decision that I've pretty much made for this one is that I'm going to exit the trade. And we have, I got to run it back a few minutes, but I want to exit the trade before the day ends. So let me run it back a minute. As I was talking it out with you guys, I was like, I'm going to exit this trade. I'm just going to leave a cliffhanger at the end of this other video. Breaking news. Microsoft Cloud rises. Good news for today. We're filming this on Tuesday, April 26th. Looks like Google meets estimates. US stock still plunged before it all. Microsoft Cloud revenue grows. And what else has happened during this day that I'm missing in news? I do have a nice position in Visa. So what happened? I just got an alert about Visa. Oh, Visa's reports 1.79 earnings per share non-GAAP, and the estimates were 1.65 for EPS. So far, so good. All right. So I rolled it back. I still have it on pause. Let's go ahead and click play. I am going to exit this trade for this 25% loss, minimal loss on this, smaller than all the previous ones. Look at that. And now let's immediately just jump over to tomorrow morning, the next morning. So we're either going to love ourselves or we're going to hate ourselves. It's always still should be love, but you're gonna hate yourself. Look at that. Nah, I can't even say nothing. Broke through. What can I say? It broke through. So we exited. We exited that one at 21 cents. So we got in at 29. We exited at 21. So that means that right now, that position is at 68. 200% ROI if we would have stayed in. Is that this one? Yeah. 200% ROI if we would have stayed in. So only hate yourself sometimes. Or you just be like, oh, I mean, this is frustrating in doing this back testing. It's ridiculous. That's wild. All right, let's see where it falls to. Let's see if it goes back down to the 100. I mean, not the 100, but the 100 on the 100 on the Fibonacci. So I think I'm already done with this video. It's not real money, but really I thought about, my thinking process would be, what would I have done in that time frame? And I feel like I would have done what I did. And then the crazy part is that is the emotion that you go through as a trader. You should be emotionless, but You know, that's the emotion that you go through as a trader when you're like, dang, it did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. Yeah, it did. But don't lose sight of the bigger picture, right? We have to be emotionless. So, I mean, I tag it as the emotional trader because I really went through some emotions the first couple of years. And the objective is to be emotionless. So, what's my emotions to the trading piece? Is that I need to be emotionless. This though just this dogs you right here, right? You get $1.62 drop. Like it went well below our target of 34.50. And now it's gonna go back and test this. And now, even as we went out another hour, this bad boy is as high as 97%. So that means that would have been a 300% ROI because we got in there pretty much 30 cents. No, we got it at 20 cents. Was it 20 cents? What the heck was it? What did we get? Got it at 29 cents. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so it would be definitely, it could have been as high as 300%. But these are the breaks. So we're not fudging stuff to make it look like, oh, no, it wasn't that bad. I'm a genius at trading. I'm not. This thing is pulling all the way back here. It's going to tag here. Let's jump a couple hours early just to see and finish this off. One day makes a huge difference. And this is on back testing it. Dang strategy. Upset. Look at that. Got as high as $1.38. All right, so let's look back. What was the thing that said, you know what? No, Rob, you were wrong? Well, maybe we should have waited to see. And let's go to the 30. Let's look at particularly the 30-minute chart here. We could have and probably should have waited to see a candle break above the 34 line. You still did have downward pressure, but you weren't still creating lows here. You create that higher low. Didn't actually quite break the lower high, but a lot can happen over a weekend. Or over a night and over a weekend. Salty, like big time salty, like no lie salty. So hopefully as you do back testing and you do trades like this, you're like, that's where, you know what? All right. So when I see that in real-time trading, I won't give up on it because look at what happened overnight. It was it was a doji right on top of the 100 moving average after it couldn't break this. So like even on all the other days when we were wrong on it, continue to go up, it couldn't break that there, and it just bloop, and the volume dried up too. And then here when it finally drops down to the 50, below where we expected it to go. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't work in the market. So you could just say, all right, got it, learn the lesson from next time. Let me take a look at my account. Okay. Again, taking a look at the overall account, you're still up $7,000. You're up still $7,000 from a $10,000 account where you did $500 trades. At the end of the day, you're still winning. Yes, could have been some incredible gains that would elevate you further, but then that's also greed. And we have to control that emotion, or it also wasn't meant for you. Like I even think about what we talked about a minute ago, when this one went to 3 something. And then as we continue to watch, it went to 4. if this gain, right? Let's say this gain, we got out at 3.3. Because from the last video, I haven't updated none of this stuff. And we would have grown our portfolio or our original account balance 100% at that point, right? And we would have had a 10x. You may not think this, but there's something that would work internally, mentally in you to where you'd be like, okay, I can take bigger losses because I just made so much. Or you'd say I could take bigger positions because I now have way more money in my account. And those would be rightfully so. The bigger losses piece, it would not be a good thought process, but it's the thought process that we have. And so in here, maybe it just wasn't meant to have that profit. No, I'm not saying like, it's not one of those situations where it's like, oh, I'm not meant to be wealthy, I'm meant to be a loser. No, you're still winning overall because your balance of your account is over 10,000 still. You're in 12, well, not 12, but you're in 8,000 in this case, because I haven't updated the stuff, but you're in $7,000 profit mode, right? Over here of your $10,000 account. So you're still not losing, just maybe it wasn't meant for you to do that, because if you did get that, and I truly believe God in his omnipotence is like, look, if you got that, you probably would have wilded out. If you got that, you would have done some smart things. If you got that, you would have risked too much. You wouldn't have, done some things that you needed to do. And maybe it rings true in this one as well. Maybe it rings true in this one as well. But I would be pretty darn ticked off, right? We're not going to even look at it. So this is what happened. Part 3 of this video. If you watched this, glad you watched it, kind of talked it out. Maybe I imagine that you would feel these emotions that come through that you have to get a hold of and control, because I go through those emotions myself. I'm in it right now on some darn back testing trade from 2016. I'm sitting there like, bruh, how did I take that? Why did I take that L? Should have stayed in. But anyways, Robert Williams, the emotional trader here. Thank you for watching. Again, think, live, and be unstoppable. Until next time, everyone.